What if I told you that 3 events happening right now in 3 different parts of the world are quietly changing how power, safety, and freedom work? Most people will scroll past these stories. But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why they matter. This is NovusNarrator. Context beyond the headlines. These are the 3 most trending news stories today. Story 1. When celebration turns into tragedy. New Year's Eve. A crowded bar. Music. Laughter. A countdown to midnight. Then, fire. In a popular ski resort town in Switzerland, a packed nightclub caught fire during New Year celebrations. The flames spread fast. Smoke filled the room. People ran. People screamed. Some never reached the exits. By the end of the night, 40 people were dead. Dozens more were injured. Many were young. Many were celebrating together for the last time. At first, officials called it a tragic accident. But today, the story changed. Swiss authorities arrested one of the bar's owners. Why? Because investigators found something disturbing. The building had not been properly inspected for years. Highly flammable materials were used inside. Emergency exits were not enough for the number of people inside. This wasn't just bad luck. This may have been preventable. Across Switzerland, the reaction was immediate. Public events were cancelled. Church bells rang nationwide. Entire cities paused to mourn. But mourning quickly turned into anger. How could this happen? Who ignored the warnings? And who is responsible when safety laws exist but are not enforced? This single fire has now triggered national debates across Europe. About regulation, about accountability, about how easily lives are lost when oversight fails. Because when safety checks collapse, ordinary people pay the price. And while Europe was mourning, something far more explosive was unfolding elsewhere. Because when a government cuts the internet, it usually means they don't want you to see what's happening next. Story 2. A nation goes silent. Right now, Iran is experiencing one of the largest waves of protests in recent history. It began quietly. Rising food prices, unemployment, daily life becoming unbearably expensive. But within days, protests spread across dozens of cities. Millions of people took to the streets. Then, the internet went dark. The Iranian government imposed a nationwide internet shutdown. Social media stopped. Messaging apps failed. International communication was cut. This was not a technical issue. It was deliberate. When the internet disappears, videos stop spreading. Organizing becomes harder. The outside world sees less. Human rights organizations warn this tactic is often used to hide violent crackdowns. And reports coming out, despite the blackout, are alarming. Heavy security forces, mass arrests, claims of dozens, possibly hundreds, killed or injured. Exact numbers are impossible to confirm, because communication is restricted. That is the point. But this story matters far beyond Iran. Iran plays a critical role in global energy markets, regional stability, and international security. Any major unrest there does not stay contained. It affects oil prices, global markets, international alliances. Governments around the world are watching closely. Statements are being issued. Warnings are being sent. Because history shows us this: when people protest in silence, the outcome is unpredictable. And sometimes, silence is more dangerous than noise. Now you might be wondering, what does a nightclub fire in Europe and protest in Iran have in common? On the surface, nothing. But the third story connects them all, because it's about power. Story 3. the quiet game of global power. While headlines focus on disasters and protests, something quieter is happening. World powers are repositioning. In recent days, the United States has made strong statements and strategic moves involving energy, territory, and influence. One major focus? Oil. Discussions are underway about expanding influence in energy-rich regions to reduce dependence on rivals. At the same time, strategic territories in the Arctic and North Atlantic are receiving unusual attention. Why? Because melting ice is opening new shipping routes. And beneath that ice are resources worth trillions. Control energy, control trade routes, control influence. This is modern geopolitics, not fought with immediate wars, but with positioning, pressure, and strategic warnings. And Iran is part of this equation. So is Europe. So is global energy stability. Markets are already reacting. Oil prices fluctuate. Investors grow cautious. Allies respond carefully. Nothing has exploded. Yet. But power doesn't always shift with explosions. Sometimes it shifts quietly. The big picture. Let's step back. A fire reveals regulatory failure. A protest reveals suppressed voices. A power shift reveals long-term strategy. Different stories. Same theme. Accountability. Who is responsible? Who controls information? Who decides which risks are acceptable? These questions are shaping the world right now. That's why these stories are trending. Not because they are loud, but because they are revealing. Final recap. Today's 3 trending stories. A deadly fire in Switzerland exposes failures that cost lives. A nationwide internet blackout hides mass protests in Iran. And global powers quietly reposition for future dominance. Separate events. One shared reality. The world is changing. Slowly. Quietly. Decisively. Outro. If you value clear explanations without noise, if you want to understand what headlines don't fully explain, you are in the right place. This is NovusNarrator, context beyond the headlines. Subscribe for calm, factual storytelling that reveals the bigger picture. Because understanding the world is the first step to navigating it. Pause. Until next time.